shades on. Everybody put the shades on.
That's what my life has turned into. We about to get canceled with this.
No, we're not. How are you going to get canceled with talking about a movie?
Hey, everybody, today's episode has been brought to you by...
All right. No, this is my podcast. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tevin Jameer back at it again with the Hate It or Love It podcast. If y'all seen my last video, then you know that this is a brand new format, strictly a film-only podcast. But y'all know, with the new format, I had to get us right. Starting with the new episode, brought back Anthony and Emo. And you know, Anthony at least had to be in this one because today, as you guys can see, we are talking about Michael, the brand new movie that came out depicting the life of Michael Jackson from the 1960s to the 1980s, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
88.
1988. And huh?
So you're almost in the 90s.
Huh?
So you're almost in your 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Back when you were born.
You were born in the 2000s?
I was born in the 2000s.
I am too.
Oh dang! I thought
no.
I thought you were at least like late 90s like
No.
me.
No, I am the new millennium.
Well, calm down, sir. You acting like I was born in like
after
95
me-
or something.
After me, there will be none. You won't get another me in another 1,000 years. So let that marinate.
That's if the Earth is around another 1,000 years.
Right, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to be around. That's why I said I'm on once in a lifetime, at least once in y'all lifetime. So, you know,
Okay, once in a lifetime talent.
new millennium.
But so Michael, we already said what it's about. Stars Jafar Jackson as Michael Jackson himself, Coleman Domingo, Nia Long, and honestly, it's a very star-studded cast. So I gotta say, I definitely like the casting in the movie.
Yeah.
But
Miles
So-
Teller, Giuliano, Frederick.
yeah, Giuliano, he did an amazing job. And I guess we can just start talking about acting and characters right
Yeah.
now then. But so what y'all think as far as the acting for the movie?
I would give it... My thing is, I feel like Coleman Domingo seems too cartoon villainy with the way that the movie went about with portraying...
Wait.
Wait,
Cartoon villain?
wait, no, wait.
We're starting
Let's
off
be
like
clear.
that.
No, like, think about it.
Start.
Think about it.
I
Think
was
about
not ready.
Let me
I just
explain.
wore darker shades.
Let me explain. Coleman Domingo, I feel like he took on the role of Joe Jackson very well. I will not play anything against it, but I feel like that was one of the critiques that people had, is that like they made it seemed like it felt like I was watching Let It Shine with the dynamic between...
Yo,
Wait.
All
Let
right,
me...
we're not gonna compare his.
No, let me explain.
We're not gonna compare.
No,
that
because
portrayal
no.
to Disney.
That was not
no,
no. Listen. Let me explain. Because you remember the dynamic between Cyrus and like his dad, right? Like how his dad wanted him to be one thing.
Bro, stop making that metaphor, bro. That's disrespectful.
We're not gonna compare this to a Disney.
That's disrespectful.
Not gonna compare.
And one is fiction. It's important to know that Joe Jackson is a real person, right?
Lester Crooked.
What?
Lester Crooked, sir.
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Just like,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to help you out, bro.
Anthony, back to your point.
Joe Jackson was a real person.
Mm-hmm.
So you're comparing him to a fictional character.
I'm talking about specifically the one in the movie.
Yeah, no, but that's still a real person. He did the
I
things he did in the
I
movie.
understand that.
But how? Okay, I just want to know, how did you get cartoon villain out of that?
Yeah, you going too far, bro. And I was going. That was part of a criticism that I had, but it wasn't really Coleman's performance that I had.
No, that's not his performance. I feel like with the way that
saying
it
like
was
how
written,
yeah.
with it was written, I feel like that probably should have been the better terminology.
I still wouldn't say Disney.
Disney, bro.
Yeah, I still wouldn't say that though.
This man, throw him out, bro. Throw him out. Let me
Already, and you
wait,
already got
no,
Anthony
let
wanting
me-
to kick you out.
No,
already.
no, because I'm not gonna be rage baiting. He already tried to rage bait me twice when he said that, and then when he just tried to say, "Oh, your glasses are crooked," they were crooked the whole time. You could have said that, right? But you chose to say it conveniently during that time. Yeah, we're not doing this rage bait. We've been here.
Yeah.
Right. I just do want to give the preface here. Speaking for myself, I can't really speak for these two. I mean, I would like to think that they would agree with what I'm about to say. I know Tevin does. This one here, he came in way too hot, so I don't know. But with me, to the Jackson family, I just want to to make it plain and clear, you know, um, y'all have really done a. It is no easy feat to share a relative with the world, um, at all. And so, especially when you see these depictions between the depictions, um, um, and also the many people that impersonate him, that can be a lot. I would assume. I know that it's a living, that they worked really hard for this, and I think that's important to know. Like even in the narrative, and even in real life, it's important to know that all 9 of those siblings, including mom and dad, really worked really hard so that they could be in the position that they end up being in. That is very important to know.
And there's some you bringing that up. I'm gonna circle back to that later.
And I think we lose sight of that. The public loses sight of that out of the spectacle of what is Michael Jackson, or just the Jackson in general. But like, I definitely think that's important to note that these were kids, man, that were from Gary, Indiana, black kids in the 60s in Gary, Indiana. And their dad believed in them so much. The sacrifice. Now, you can say what you want about Joe Jackson. We're going to get on that, obviously. And I think there's a bigger conversation. I've actually, the last couple of days, have had some pretty interesting conversations about
the same conversation
about Joe Jackson, the man, rather than just the we're talking about him as a character. But what you cannot say about Joe is that you don't get any of that. You don't get them moving to Encino. You don't get them even. Tito doesn't break a string without Joe actually being the blues player in the first place. You don't get the Jacksons if Tito doesn't break the string. You know what I'm saying? There's a line of chain of events that occurred so that they ended up in the spaces that they am. So Joe took, during that time where it was not popular, to take a bet on your kids, at the cost of your job, at the cost of, and Bill still had to get paid. They still was living in this very small house in the 60s. And I think a lot of that context, just overall, even past this movie, is not talked about enough. And I have to keep reiterating that. That's why, like, as a kid, I had one perception of Joe, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of understand that there really is a lot of nuance to Joe Jackson. Two things can be true at the same time, right? And I think just overall, I think that needs to be considered, that when we're talking about this film, these are real people, So, Emo, watch.
No. The only now, Emo, I'll give you wait.
That was that disclaimer. I helped you out.
The only person I ever did get like a mustache twirling vibe out of this movie. Who was it? That Joe was talking to at the end of the movie when they were talking about the tour together.
The endorser.
Yeah, but he was an important person. What was his name?
Don King.
Don King. That having Deion Cole play him, and then the way they were talking, Don King came off like a mustache twirling.
No, he was. Have you met Don King? Have you seen the real Don King?
I heard about him.
Yeah. No, he got that spot on.
No, but I'm saying you could have been like that in real life, but like the movie felt very mustache.
No, but that's how he presented in real life.
Oh, well, I need to see more clips of him.
No, I'm saying Don King was like a promoter. See, these are
real people. I know Don. I heard about him. I'm just saying the way he acted.
Very big personality.
Very, very shady tactics.
Yes, very big personality. Very big personality. So that scene was probably
I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I get why someone might not believe. And there are a number of things in this film, and I've seen this with some of the discourse about this film, is that there are some scenes.
Before we get to the discourse.
No, I'm not going into detail.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm just setting it up. I'm just saying, just regarding the detail, I think it's important to note that, that was a thing, a big takeaway for a lot of people, that, like, when you're watching this film, there are things that are completely unbelievable. But they happen. And then actually, in some cases, it probably happened. They probably left some stuff out. I don't say a lot. You're bugging.
What? The stuff that they had to cut? That's a whole hour. They cut
No,
out.
but I mean like
the original cut with 3 hours.
What I'm specifically talking about.
Oh well, you know what I meant when I said
Yeah,
that.
you
certain things.
Yeah, because this is how things get twisted, and I got to be clear about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. You ain't gonna catch me dissing none of the Jacksons.
I wasn't
Right.
You know,
I
when
can't
I'm
see
dissing-
nobody else.
Okay, let's circle back.
No,
acting-
no Jackson Slam.
Acting and all of that in the
Mm-mm.
movie. If you ask me, next award season, Jafar Jackson and Coleman Domingo, and not taking away from
They're both
anybody,
getting nominated.
not taking anything away from anybody else, but those two specifically,
alone.
I
Two
need
nominees
them.
right there.
They
I
alone
need
did it.
them to win something.
But it did follow those.
So my question is, do you think that Jafar will win an Oscar for this movie?
An Oscar,
Do you think he'll win an Oscar for this movie?
It's possible.
possibly, but
It's
I
possible.
need to see the rest of the films this year.
I-
Well, I can see him getting a nomination. If he doesn't win, I
won't
think
be mad
I'm
about
going
it.
listen. I'm going to put on the record that I've known about Jafar since 2019, and I just want everybody on the media that was talking all of that mess about Jafar, he don't look like him, and this, that, and this, and the other, and you still paid and saw that movie multiple times, and you said all that stuff about Jafar. What you saying now?
people really said he didn't look.
Yeah, no, like I'm just trying to figure out where was the doubt. Why was there doubt in the first
I
place?
thought most people were saying that he looked like him when they saw the trailer.
He like I just don't understand.
Why they picked him?
No, I don't understand why people said
Why
that.
did they pick him?
Yeah,
Nah. What, like the same people that were saying that, oh, they should give it to Fabio Jackson?
Nobody said that. Okay, but
Fabio said that.
nobody cares about what Fabio said.
Did you see his Human Nature performance?
No, because I don't pay attention to him. But yeah, acting across the board was great, but I personally need those two.
I'd give it an 8
Jafar did an incredible job.
for acting across the board.
Shout out to.
I feel like that's fair.
I'm about to put y'all on.
That's fair.
I'm about to put y'all on. Right? Okay, y'all. Do y'all watch TV? Like historical, like sitcoms and stuff, black sitcoms and stuff.
Different strokes.
Are you familiar with Good Times?
yeah.
Are you familiar with the Jeffersons?
Of course.
All right.
Moving
So
on.
right. I only mentioned Good Times because Janet was on there. That was there's that.
She was also on Different
But
Strokes.
wait, and Dip Strokes. Good Times was her
Debut.
yeah. So his acting coach, once he did, so it's important to know Jafar had a 2-year auditioning process for him before he even did the prep for Michael. That was after the 2-year process, if I'm not mistaken. The way, because I've been watching some of the press, he said he had the 2-year auditioning process. He had to get the acting thing down. You know, so he was studying Joaquin Phoenix and all of these different people. He had to really like prove that he could actually act. So like this whole notion that because he's a relative or that this,
Oh my
I'm going
God.
there, bro, because you shouldn't have said it. And everybody else, they even took
Wait,
it.
this is his debut film, correct?
True.
But I'm not saying that to take
But I
anything
just
away
know,
from you.
but people are, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying right now.
Me and those people are not the same.
No,
though.
but I need to address the people because y'all, this is crazy. You know, and this is
Look, all
I
I
don't
said-
like to be rage bait.
all I said was, I'm not saying he didn't earn the role, because watching that film, he definitely did. But all I'm saying is, it sounds nice to say Jafar Jackson playing Michael Jackson than random person we
Sure.
found in search.
But
Playing Michael
that was the
But he
thesis
did
of what
not
I
know.
was saying.
He definitely earned it.
There we go.
But I just said that.
No, we
I
heard
just
you.
said that.
No, we heard you. So he definitely earned it, right?
I'm-
But at the same time, that point that you're making, it definitely did play into the market.
Yes.
It definitely did.
Yes.
Play into the
yeah,
market.
that's what I was saying.
Yes.
I'm not taking anything away
I'm
from
not
it.
disagreeing with
Well,
you.
no,
wait.
I'm just saying,
No,
when we had our original
No,
conversation,
the
I
original
wasn't-
conversation, no, because I'm bringing up what you said in the original conversation.
Oh God.
What?
You said in the original conversation,
That it was probably given to him?
yes. And you used
Yeah,
the example.
I said it
then
probably-
you had the audacity to use the example to liken it to O'Shea Jackson.
No, wait. No, hold
He was
on.
on the phone call,
Hold
right?
on,
was that?
hold on.
Okay.
Wait, let me say what I said. What I said was the same thing that I just said about that. O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing O'Shea Jackson. That's exactly what
But
I
it ain't
said.
the same.
And I said they both probably had to work for it. or they always say that they had to work for it. But either way, it was most likely always going to go to them.
There's a
I
difference.
literally, but that's what I
Wait, so
said.
now time out. Time out. Here's my question though. Had it not gone to Jafar, who would they have given
That's
it to?
what I said.
Who would they have given it
And
to?
I said that.
You
I
guys
said that
know
before.
Like, who
Ain't
would
that
they have
also
given
the
it
point of
to?
a town?
I said.
They would
I
not,
said.
like, for example, they would not
Ain't
give.
that also the point of a town?
They wouldn't have given it to Trevor.
Did you believe?
They could, if they wanted.
Did you
go-
believe they did a talent
Wait, but
search?
here's the thing. Wait, if they wanted to still use the Jackson, do you think they would have gone with someone like Trevor Jackson?
Their number.
Why would they do?
that-
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait. That felt like a Trevor Jackson stray, and I didn't like it.
It wasn't a stray. It wasn't a stray.
Okay.
I said, what if they wanted to still like
Trevor
use the
Jackson is like
How is that? How is
I
that
know,
related?
no point.
to this?
I'm not taking away from it. I'm just
Okay,
saying because if they wanted to, because you know they want.
you should
Yeah.
pick another Jackson, not that one.
That was the first Jackson that came to my mind.
Okay, all right.
That's within
Yeah.
that age range.
I don't think
that's
Trevor
within
Jackson
that
was
age
the
range. That's the
considered
first one that comes.
No, I don't think he. But he's from
But
Indiana.
I'm not
He's
saying
from
that.
Indiana.
I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I just don't think he would have been considered. For
If we're talking about performance wise, I feel like he could have at least like.
How? Because he was not going to do what Jafar did. Not
I don't
trying to
like
match
this
Michael's
conversation.
voice.
Yeah, no.
I
He
think
wouldn't have
If
done
it's
that.
dance moves, I feel like Trevor Jackson.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Have you seen-
don't get me
have-
wrong.
have you
Trevor
seen-
Jackson
Yeah.
can
Have you seen how
dance.
he gets busy.
He
No,
can
he
dance.
gets busy.
But Emo, what I'm saying
With
is
that argument, Chris Brown could have played.
He's too old.
yeah, I might have to agree with him.
It doesn't. Wait, hold on now.
Chris Brown's too old to play. Michael
Wait.
Jackson.
I didn't. Wait.
And then
Let's
if
be
people,
clear.
and then if people saying Jafar looks
Let's-
nothing like
let's
Michael
be clear.
Jackson, Chris Brown looks
Let's-
nothing.
This is going way off the wires. Wait, hold on. Let me just say, me bringing Chris Brown up or him bringing up Trevor Jackson, we're only bringing them up because they are arguably known to be really phenomenal dancers, right? And we know Michael Jackson before them, so we need to make that clear. This is not a dig.
It's not a dig at any of
I
them.
could never. I could never, and so I just want to make
But there's
that.
still little acting things into why
But
I can't see Chris.
there are
Brown
nuances.
or Trevor Jackson.
It's not even the fact that Trevor
Yeah,
Jackson.
technically, you could say that Trevor's a better actor.
than Jafar.
Well, he's had more acting.
He's
Well,
had more
okay, well,
experience.
I'll give you that,
He's had
but
more
I can't
experience.
say that because like
he did Superfly.
He had more.
Superfly is not.
Why are we comparing Trevor Jackson?
Wait, no, wait.
Stay on.
I
I
didn't
don't like
even-
this, bro.
I
That's
didn't
what I'm
even
talking
get to
about.
what I didn't even get to my point yet. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's get off track.
No, say what you need to say.
No, because I can't say one's a straight up better actor when one guy only just did
One
one
movie.
thing. Like, it's not a fair comparison to make yet.
No.
You get what I'm saying? It's
But
not
let
a
me tell you.
It's not a fair comparison to make yet.
But this is, man, he swung out the park. First.
That's what I'm saying. But I still want to see more from him before I say who's overall a better.
Jafar, I'll tell you straight up. I knew you were going to deliver. There was not a question for me because I've been such a supporter of just the Jackson.
I just want to know. I didn't question whether he was going to
no.
deliver.
Listen. I always knew that you was going to be able to deliver. There was not a doubt in my mind. All right, I knew he was going to body this because there are just nuances about Jafar naturally that are, that don't even really need to be explained as to why it made more sense for him to be casted, right? Aside from the talent aside, right? Like in terms of the musical
100%.
talent that's already there in the but that's no easy feat, and like that even within he still had to approach it like a character. And I think that's important.
But that's what I was saying earlier about their little acting things to why I can't see Trevor Jackson getting this type.
We
of role.
never considered. Oh my God!
No, I'm not trying to go back into the.
It's not you.
I'm not trying to go
It's
into that.
him. It's him.
I'm just saying him naming somebody
He
like
brought
Trevor
that up
Jackson.
in person.
Like it's little things that Jafar did. I'm not even looking at Michael Jackson as an artist. I'm talking about like as a person.
I think Trevor,
when it comes to biopics, I want to see how you embody that person.
as Trevor Jackson, and what I do know about the two people that we named, Trevor and Chris, are both big fans of Mike. So they
But
they
are
would agree.
are they good enough actors to
They
embody?
would. Let me finish what I'm about to say because that was his argument. That wasn't mine.
Both on camera have said that Michael is their biggest biggest.
We know.
It has nothing to do with acting ability.
Wait.
No, but I'm just saying no because he was
All
talking.
right. Let
Y'all about to make me walk out of here.
What did I do? I'm
Yeah.
trying to have this conversation with
Listen,
you.
because I don't like. You need to let me finish the narrative, because then when it gets intersected, then it becomes other stuff, right?
I'm trying to have this conversation.
Tevin, it's not you. It's him. Because he already started this when he brought up Trevor Jackson. And, I have I'm on record for saying how much respect that I have for Trevor Jackson, just in general. To have that a level of skill to do a lot of stuff really well. Chris Brown is the same thing, right? In terms of like being able to be so multifaceted. So this is why I understood why he brought it up, but he also knew he was rage baiting when he brought Trevor Jackson up, because both Trevor and Chris would be proud of this choice.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing, I would think, of the two, I would think both of them, maybe, I don't know what their relationship is with the Jacksons. I'm assuming, I know Chris has had interactions with Jacksons for sure, so I think he knew about the fact that his nephew, they would be like, no, this is hell yeah.
It makes sense.
This makes sense. It just makes sense, So, yeah, that tied that Trevor Jackson up. Don't do that again, either. Don't put nobody, because I was like, how did he get it straight like that? You brought him up like that. Setting him up for what, bro?
I wasn't setting him up. I'm just saying, because like what he said earlier, Jafar Jackson, that Jackson name kind
Yeah,
of
okay,
but
That's what I was
yeah, you did say that.
No, but I do also want to put it out there. I was never doubting whether he would be good or not.
No, I agree. I know you didn't, but it's this people.
And to answer your question,
the statement that you have, the issue is not what you meant by it. The statement that you made is what people have used to discredit him.
They felt like it was just given.
That's my point. And it's easy to think that. It's easy. It's not rocket science to think.
Now,
that, right?
now
that's why I'm not like completely disagreeing.
Like I even said on the original conversation, was other actors probably considered? Yes.
They auditioned, bro. Stop with let's not do this, bro.
Like Fabian.
Let's not do this. No, he didn't.
I can't say probably.
They did. No, ain't no probably, because they said what they did, bro. This is what we talking about. See, y'all already.
Did they
did a global search prior to Jafar even getting picked.
But whether they did a search or
that's
not,
fact, not fiction.
Whether they did a search.
Why are you saying or not?
Because I'm not in the room.
Because you still doubting.
I'm not in the room.
Because you still doubting it. So that further.
Yeah, there is still doubt.
Yeah, for what? For why?
Because it sounds good for marketing.
What do you mean it sounds good for marketing?
We just said that. Jafar Jackson as Michael
Them
Jackson.
not doing a global search does not. That has completely irrelevant to the fact that Jafar was going to be a Jackson regardless. So you saying that?
Okay.
That they're not doing
what
a
I'm
global
saying
search.
Is whether they did it or not, he did a great job, and I'm not taking anything away from.
So he calling it cap.
I can have my opinion. I can have my opinion. You said I'm not in the room with
no, but again, no. But here's the thing: opinion doesn't like. There's nothing wrong with having.
They
an
can
opinion.
say that.
But it came out. There were people that put out clips of them auditioning and stuff. So when you say that, you're saying you know what you're insinuating. You're saying. Right,
I'm not insinuating.
No, you said or not. You said or not. Because if that's what you were saying, you just said.
If I'm saying or not, I'm basically just saying.
No, that's not basically. Basically, it's like the or not. It's not. That's not a direct statement.
I feel like I'm being direct as possible.
No, or not. Or
I'm saying
not.
probably or not, just because.
Because you don't know.
No, I'm saying that because it's in my vocabulary. But what I'm saying,
because you don't know, and you just oh my god. All right, bro.
And what are you getting worked up about? I'm
not getting worked up. I'm just trying to get you to understand what I'm trying to say.
I do understand what you're saying, but if I think it's cap, I think it's cap.
You didn't say that right off. Did he say that off the bat?
Don't put me.
No.
Everything I'm saying.
He did not. You not.
No, don't.
Okay. Even wait, Tevin, you are not gonna sit here and say off the bat that you said that was cap.
Listen. You know me, right?
I know you.
So when I say probably, I be saying probably in a lot of situations where I'm not really saying probably.
Probably, wait. Probably and is are two different things.
But you know how I talk.
But they don't.
Yes, they should. They should.
But they don't.
Unless they knew viewers, they should.
Because if this goes viral, we got to understand. I'm not going to get caught up in what you said.
Okay. I be saying probably and maybe in my wait, hold on. Let me clarify. No. Let me stamp it right now. I say probably or maybe in my vocabulary regularly, but the people that know me know what I mean. What I specifically am saying is that I feel like it was given to him, but that's not me trying to take anything away
but you
from
are.
him. Wait, hold on.
But you are.
I'm not
It's
trying to
okay,
take
though.
anything. How is that me trying to take anything away from him?
Because when you say, when you insinuate, when you are, you're not insinuating at this point.
Even
You're
in
saying
our
direct, right?
even in our original conversation, I said I feel like it was given to him, but that doesn't take away if he does the good job.
No, but
that
that defeats the purpose of even going to say he did the work for it. Because if you're saying they never looked, you're saying that there was no competence like that. He had it out the bag, and he didn't. Because otherwise, there wouldn't be a 2-year waiting period for audition. Unless you're saying Jafar's lying. Because it came out his own mouth.
Me saying that was not me personally. I don't care what nobody else said it for. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. What I'm personally saying is just like I said.
We're talking about the audition process.
Just like I said to you on the phone. Just like how I said the same thing about O'Shea Jackson when he played.
It ain't the same. And I said that on the phone. Did I not?
It's still basically the same concept.
No, it's not.
He said,
can
I finish?
But you said it.
I'm trying to get to that point.
What is going on?
What them saying? Oh, a lot of people audition to play Ice Cube, and
Yo,
just like how I feel like O'Shea Jackson just got it. At the end of the day,
they gave it to him. He did a good job. That's what
at the end of the day, when I seen the movie,
that's crazy.
It makes sense.
No, I'm agree. I'm just regurgitating what you just said.
Yeah, but you acting like I'm trying to take something away from
it.
It
is. You may not. You're not trying to, but when you say that, you are. That's what I'm saying.
Then I'm taking. I guess I'm taking something away from him. I'm saying he did a good job.
Let me put it like this. If you were going up for a role that you were related to whoever that was, and you had to audition for that role, and you hear people saying, "Hey, you didn't have the audition for it; it was given to you already, but you did a good job." That does take away from the work that you did for that whole thing. It does. That would be discrediting. Am I lying?
Okay, if Jafar, if you take
that's all I'm saying. I know what you meant,
Jafar. If you take it as discredit,
I know it's not about. It's not. It's not even just about Jafar. Jafar don't care because he's a Jackson. He's used to all of this. There have been way worse said, right? But I'm just saying when you say that, even the O'Shea thing, like.
But how is it not the same concept though?
It is different because one.
It's not about.
It is different. You want to know why it's different?
I'm saying the same thing for both cases.
No, it's different though. They're different situations. Why? Because one, Ice Cube, it was told who was the narrative telling, who was in control of telling the Straight Outta Compton story?
Ice Cube.
Who's in control of telling the Jackson story?
Jermaine.
No, he's executive producer, but no.
That still means he has
the estate. The estate. And
really, it all comes down to casting director.
It's the estate that's even putting this out. They can't work with anything if the estate doesn't give them anything. Hence why they had to go and reshoot all this other stuff. Because the state did not tell them, well, the lawyers ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. But y'all, certain people were banned from the shooting of the film.
But Anthony,
who were in the film.
Executive producers, casting directors, they still have a say.
Yes, but
the casting director is literally their job. The estate can have a lot of pull in that, but the casting director it is the
estate's.
That's because it's someone's image and likeness being held by the estate, right? Because
that's my point.
I get what he's trying to say, but
I'm not disagreeing with either.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree. I don't even completely disagree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying, and I know how you're meaning it because I know you. But I'm just saying the way that it's taken, people are using those same talking points.
So people use the same example of O'Shea.
It's the whole nepotism, not the O'Shea thing. That was you.
I'm not trying to say nepotism,
but that is the.
Oh well, I guess that does fall under nepotism.
But I'm just saying it is different though because Ice Cube had way more control in the story.
Because it's a lot.
Michael is deceased.
Okay,
and this is not his family telling the story.
But it's just
his family.
Saying the concept.
No, but
I'm not talking about the little.
There's a difference.
I'm not talking about the little intricacies.
No, that's not an intricacy. That's not an intricacy.
Yes, that is.
No, it's not.
That's a factor.
I'm just trying to.
That's a factor in the overall concept I'm trying to bring up.
It's funny how you want to play the media, but you just sat here and brought up Trevor Jackson, getting him as a stray instead of trying to make us sound crazy. I'm just trying to. No, you pick and choose. You pick and choose.
I'm trying to.
If any other time you want to be in the smoke,
I'm trying to get a chance.
All right.
I'm just trying to go to Chili's.
Ain't nobody. It ain't even that deep. We talking about the. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to get you to understand why there's a difference between.
So can we come to a consensus and just both?
And just agree to disagree.
Yeah, both. Just shake hands. Shake hands. Shake hands.
We don't
Shake
need to
shake your hands.
It's not an
Y'all
issue.
just shake your hands. Just shake your
No,
hands.
bro.
Just shake your hands.
Now that you said that, no.
Okay, so
Okay,
we all agree acting was good across the board.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of story, how do y'all feel about like how the story was presented?
I feel like they did the best that they could with the information that they were allowed to present. Wait.
Don't get me, bro.
No, wait. Because no.
Yeah, no,
We
I
have
agree
to
with you.
So,
But you should tell them why.
So specific reasons as to, like, for example, when they did the transition to when Michael was doing Off the Wall, right, and that relationship with Quincy Jones, them leaving out, the Wiz.
Yeah,
they had to cut that.
They had to cut that
for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, they had to cut that. But it's like the jump from point A to point B without, like, that.
Yeah, we don't even see how Michael meets Quincy.
Doesn't they just all of a sudden say?
Which personally,
from The Wiz.
I would have loved to see the Wiz be depicted.
Yeah.
I found some lore about the Wiz, but I'm gonna tell you off camera.
It's like I do.
This is the Hater 11 podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to get.
Yeah.
I think we already. I don't know.
The thing is, I initially had my notebook of like all the things I took notebook.
He really compared this to a Disney movie. I just want y'all to remember.
I did not compare that.
You did.
You did.
There's crazy statements, and guess what? I ain't saying none of them.
He compared the writing to a decom.
That was worse than what he was giving an opinion. That was
For reference,
disrespect
that is my
to a lot of people.
That is my favorite Disney movie.
I mean, it's
Really? Oh wait.
it was a good Disney movie.
It was a good Disney movie, but probably not.
Emphasis on Disney.
It's my personal favorite.
Disney. Emphasis on
It's
Disney.
my favorite musical, at least from them.
I will agree with you in saying that was one of my takeaways. I don't know who said it. I think both of y'all agreed with
But
that.
yeah, that was one.
The pacing.
The pacing was. Was another thing.
That was
I wish there were certain performances that did get to. I Want You Back should have been performed.
Oh yeah, they didn't perform.
They
that.
should have performed that song. There's no reason.
I guarantee.
Either I Want You Back or ABC.
ABC was performed.
Oh, ABC was.
Yeah,
performed.
it was.
Okay,
There was probably some footage filmed of it though.
Yeah, I Want You Back definitely.
Because that's the thing. This movie was originally like 3 hours long.
Like 3.5 hours.
And
3.5 hours long, and we only got a 2 hour.
Let me tell you why. Allegedly, because see, he said he gave you some of it, but he ain't give you the whole. He ain't give you the whole thing. Like I think he was trying to be a little PC about it, right?
No. Because my other thing is Janet also plays is another. Another thing.
Well,
Maybe
she declined.
Yeah, she declined.
So we know that.
So them trying to kind of like shove under the rug. I do appreciate them putting that reference though.
Right.
The reference because they did to those that did pay attention to the movie when he was watching Different Strokes, which is a show that Janet was appeared on, so it was kind of like a little, nudge to it, but
there were 3 siblings missing from this film. That's important to know. 3. The eldest of the entire Jackson family was missing.
Yeah, he only got one sister in this movie.
One sister. He had 2. He has 3.
I said in this movie.
Right? No. Right? No, I'm saying he has 3 sisters
total.
But only one
Showed
was
up.
present in the entire film, which was LaToya, right? The eldest Jackson, period, Rebbie Jackson, was missing, right? Randy Jackson, youngest Jackson brother, was missing. And then Janet was missing. The whole thing, it's funny how when the story came out, there's a lot of things that it's interesting. And the reason why I'm so passionate about like even going over some of the narratives about like the critiques about some of this thing is because I do definitely think before the film even came out, they were trying to sabotage it. Press was coming out with different things, saying different things like Janet Jackson yelled at Jermaine. Who said that? Where'd they get that from? I just need to know. How did they know that Janet? Yeah, bro. And it's just like, I don't like that.
It's magic.
I mean, to be all the way, but that's just the Jackson thing. Like when there's a Jackson story out, they just create stories and do different things. Now maybe she wasn't a fan of the film. Maybe she didn't want to. But I definitely think, and this is me saying this off record, I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm gonna keep saying allegedly and allegedly. We gonna have to, we're gonna have to start really using your
my terminology, my
yeah, no, because I'm about to,
Allegedly.
So
I know I'm gonna have to use it for my theory for the movie.
allegedly, right? Allegedly, all of this, right? This is, so Janet, they did have a private screening of the film, and she praised her nephew's performance secretly. Like, not secretly is crazy, but like privately at that or whatever. I think her reasoning for politely declining, per LaToya Jackson's words, her own sister said Janet was asked. She did politely decline. We got respect her wishes. She, historically speaking, from what I've heard people say, allegedly, that Janet may not necessarily have a nice relationship with Michael's estate, who is the ones spearheading this film, not his family. While they are co-signing, they are not spearheading. The family's project was the Jackson American Dream. So let's make that abundantly clear. So that everybody's saying, well, it's sanitized, and because it's the family is telling the story, he's telling this from the family's point of view. No. Obviously, they're gonna be supportive of their nephew or cousin or son or brother, whatever, because he's the leading man in the film. But the spearheaders of this film is the estate. Who runs the estate? Do y'all know who runs the estate? I can tell you one of them is depicted in the movie.
I know his lawyer, yeah.
John Brinker, who was just in court, allegedly, I think, if I remember correctly, was just in court with his daughter Paris. So what does that tell you? You think the family all love this film? Or the people making the film, they might love the film, may love the depiction of the film, the portrayal of the film, the acting of the film.
But like all the inner workings
that is my point. That's the biggest difference. That's why I said it's not the same when we're talking about when you mention the straight out Compton.
Let's move on.
No, because we need to know. We need to make that there's a clear distinction, because what I loved about the fact that about the Straight Outta Compton is that they all were able to kind of pitch in and tell
their story.
Right. They had to actually go by Michael's journaling. Michael. Obviously, they reached out to people around and they got family support. But like, if the family said no,
they can't do it.
Like especially depictions of themselves. Hence, why you don't get Janet Jackson and stuff. Which I don't know. That's the criticism. So I'm gonna stay out of. Like, I think some people like really was like she should be in the film.
I would want to see like if hypothetically she does sign off for the second one.
No, I don't think it's happening.
That would be weird.
Yeah, it's like
I don't think it's.
They already started like that. They might as well finish
up like that.
If
they want to do a separate one,
there is other lore, but I got to give that to y'all off camera. I get that to y'all.
If they do wind up making like a Janet biopic with Halle Bailey, would you want to see?
Well, it would be Janet authorizing the film.
Yeah, but would you want to see Jafar as Michael in that film? If they would do
that, would be a choice for Janet, and that would be a choice for Jafar.
You know what? This just bringing up Straight Outta Compton again. I remember after that movie came out, I saw there was like an article where like apparently in like behind the scenes they were actually considering doing like a rap MCU type. That would be cool if like Janet had her own movie and had Jafar come back and like those little connections.
Janet is very private.
But
but that's what they were seriously talking
about. Allegedly, this is also alleged. Now this is some news that y'all gonna get, but I'm gonna say this on camera, and I'm saying allegedly because I don't know how true it is.
That she apparently has her own.
No, I don't think she wants to do it. She actually already did the documentary, so I don't think. And Randy's her manager. Her brother's her manager. Okay, so that might also be another reason why they both were not in the film. Randy and Janet are like this, right? Reby also didn't authorize it either. That's important to know. She's the eldest, So the Lord I was gonna say is allegedly I heard that they had already filmed the second part with the allegations, etc. And I guess violated.
That was the original cut, part one.
Right. It was just gonna be one long movie.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but John Brinker did know. after they had already shot it.
That was the first kid, right?
No, John Breaker was the lawyer.
Oh, right. Okay.
He knew, like, and I'm saying when they're in production, he knew allegedly. That's what they say. He knew. Oh, this is so nice. He knew that the terms of that settlement, they could not do that. So they had already shot it. So apparently, I guess they said that he was not allowed on set. Like the actual John Rick was not allowed on set.
Well, that allegedly makes sense.
Allegedly.
That tells me everything I need to know. So everybody that got something to say about the family, just
Well,
not everybody's on the same page.
As far as story, my opinion is that for what it is, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what we got, but I wanted more. And my overall theory is because a lot of people keep asking for these allegations and all these cutout scenes and all that. I don't think y'all was really prepared for the real movie, for the actual part one from all the alleged things. Because here's my overall theory with the movie. Because we know that allegedly the Diana Ross stuff got cut out. We know the allegations because apparently it was going to start with him getting locked up at the Neverland Ranch, and then it was going to circle back to that for the final act. And then also the stuff with his dad. I think this movie was not just only going to highlight his career, but I think it was going to highlight like his loss of innocence in the industry and everything that he went through. I feel like we were going to get more of a sad.
I would ask you a question, but I'm not going to do
that. I feel like we're going to get.
I don't want to put you on the spot to answer this, and I don't think you probably should answer this on camera.
I'm not claiming to be the biggest.
No.
If this would put me on the spot, do it.
No, this is not. This is an actual question.
What?
To see if you may have some insight on something, like your opinion on. But I don't know. I don't want to ask you that on camera, but it has a lot to do with.
Go ahead.
No, it has a lot to do with you saying his innocence. I think we got some of that with just him growing up and not, the very first scene is.
No, I'm saying, yeah, we got some of that.
Don't forget the twister.
No, right, but I'm saying, like early on, you see the very first scene is looking outside the window at the kids playing his ass, like we gotta get back to rehearsal. So that he is not having a child. But when you say loss of innocence, what are we talking about?
Partly, allegedly, Diana Ross stuff. Allegedly. But
so do you think the movie was alluding to that possibly?
This version or what the original?
This version.
Original. Oh.
Well,
no, the original cut, because she wasn't in any of this, right?
No, she did film, or they did film scenes with her in the original version.
No, but I'm saying they cut her out.
Do
you think in the original that Diana may have saw something?
I didn't even know the Janet Jackson Easter egg. So if there is one, I personally didn't see it, but I feel like the original movie.
No, because they did wind up putting up what's this girl, right? In the movie, who's the other woman that
that introduced them, like when they were Jackson 5?
That was Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
And who actually was the very first person to co-sign the Jacksons? She was the one that brought it up, I think, to Barry. So that's important. That was legit.
To my overall theory, this movie, probably not, I wouldn't say like overall the movie would have been sad. But I feel like we were going to get a lot more of a sadder,
more human.
Yeah, more human, sadder version of the original. In the original cut, we were going to get that.
I would have preferred that.
But everybody keeps asking for it, and if it ever does get released, I don't think y'all really want that because I think more people want to see Michael Jackson in a happier, better light than what the movie.
But this was I think I think what people are failing to remember is that this was his life. What the depiction of him being isolated for long periods of time was his life. That was not made up. There was, I think, that part, and that was one of the.
No, that is one.
That was one of the highlights for me. One of the biggest takeaways is how they did a phenomenal job showing exactly how isolated Michael was. Because you were able. It almost kind of put you.
Because I really didn't
in the room right with
until I seen it the second time that I peeped more of his isolation. So I'm like, yeah, I will say that's one of the highlights.
That was the highlight for me. Because I'm like. It almost was you're alone with him uncomfortably. It was, and I wonder if people's like, what did they think Michael was doing? Did you think he was, when he wasn't rehearsing, you thought he was going out socializing with this person? He couldn't even do that. Like, what did you? Like, I'm just like, what version of Michael, did I guess the critics are having that they expected to see? Because I felt like this was Michael. I don't know if they felt like it was like. I think the overall thing with Michael, even in this portrayal and just in general, I feel like people can't really comprehend somebody that actually is like that. Like in terms of when I say like that, I mean like his nature is naturally just very gentle, very like, innocent. I don't think people actually really understand or really can comprehend that.
There's also one other Easter egg though. Remember in the hospital?
Yeah, right.
Remember the hospital scene?
The burn.
After the burn, when he was walking around with the IV drip about the medications that he said he did not want to take.
Oh, yeah, I did pick that. I picked that one.
And that was true.
That's going to play a very
Did y'all
role.
know?
Because hypothetically speaking, had that burn not happened, those particular drugs.
But I feel like that was kind of
inside there.
I feel like that
It's
was kind of a nod to like what could happen in part 2. If
Sure,
they want
to go all the way to June 25th,
because I have
They probably are.
I have heard that either they'll go to his last album or either
They're gonna probably go all the way.
Probably go to his
I think they're gonna go all the way.
I think if they want to do it,
They should go.
They would just go all the way to the death.
But I will say, what did y'all not know about this? Because what I did not know was that the Victory Tour, right? I did not know that the Pepsi commercial was a promotional for the Victory Tour. I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I had no clue. Meaning, if Michael never signed up for the Victory Tour, he never does the Pepsi.
I just only heard about
in my theater. There were people that were drinking Pepsi.
I just only heard about the Pepsi commercial, but I just never knew.
And it's funny how many people made fun of it.
People were drinking Pepsi inside this movie.
All right.
I'm being serious.
Guess what they're selling, man? At the theater. What is your point of saying that?
No, there was someone that legit went outside saying, "I want to go get a Pepsi." Post Pepsi scene.
I'm gonna let you have that moment. I would have not said that.
You're saying something about like Coleman Domingo.
Oh yeah. I was saying I think he did a great job. But he said in his press that like his portrayal, he wanted to show a more nuanced version of, because Joe was nuanced. I do agree with the fact that Joe Jackson is nuanced as a man.
I do think he did a good job with that because I know this is.
You felt like it was nuanced?
I know this is about to sound a little crazy.
We've already went through the dot.
No, but like I feel like not even just you. Everybody might say something about me saying this.
Woo, y'all trying to get canceled.
But at the end,
y'all won't be me. You are, because you mentioned that it was a Disney. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. You said that. Those were his words. Those weren't Tevin's words. Those weren't my words. Those were your words. You said you compared this movie to a Disney movie. I just want you to remember that. Go ahead. Sorry. I just wanted that to be reiterated. Yeah, I'm being messy today.
I did feel a little bit bad for Joe near the end of the movie. A little bit.
Okay. That still didn't.
I still feel like that shows a little nuance though.
Nah.
Cause they're still if you're still able to feel a little bit bad about somebody that did things like that. But
you can come on. They
my thing is that there's certain.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
My thing is that because
you would have looked at me like, yo.
So as someone that grew up with African parents.
Right? Yeah, right.
As someone that grew up with African parents, even the stuff that I saw in the movie that they did to Mike is nothing compared to what my folks did to me.
But it's also culturally different. It's completely culturally different.
But it's like, cause my cousin said the same thing.
Right.
Cause like us watching the movie is like, yeah, we see the abuse or whatever.
It was. Let's be clear.
Gotta put like our hands like.
No, let's be clear. No, Emo. Let's be clear. In that movie, it was nice. It was nice because there's multiple siblings that have different accounts of Joe, and they all are pretty consistent.
I feel like my Africans,
they're all consistent. I just want you to know that do not get it twisted, bro. They was getting it way worse than a couple spankings he got.
Obviously.
All right. And it was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they would really.
But I see what you're saying, right?
Especially since like before I seen the movie, I did see like a YouTube video kind of like talking about the Jackson family, and like they were describing how Joe's upbringing was kind of like that too. So I'm like, with that added context, and then at the end of the movie, like I don't know.
But I mean, like,
I
do you
kind of
feel
felt
that's the end throughout the entire.
Well, I'm saying by the end of the movie,
right? No, but the what Coleman said specifically was that he felt like, you know, when he was doing this, his whole goal was that he wanted Joe, and I'm paraphrasing. He was saying he wanted the portrayal of Joe because he was nuanced, and I agree. I agree with that two things can be true. I feel like he was a harsh disciplinarian, and I feel like he did see the best in his kids, but I also feel like he went too far. I also feel like it went at a cost, and I also feel like it created permanent damage in terms of like.
You said that without a cause?
What?
You said it was at a cost?
Yeah, it did go with it. It did come at a cost.
It's like a monkey.
That was actually a conversation, and that's what I was saying that we would circle back to. That was a conversation that me and my friends had because it's like they were kind of having the conversation of, was all of this really worth it? Because yeah, he went on to create the biggest stars to ever live,
and all of them have charted.
But at the same time,
that's still family and entertainment where all of them have charted.
But at the same time, that created trauma and that created issues within the family that still goes on to this day.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I at least the way that I've seen the Jacksons, a lot of them as he got an older age, you know, they had a better relationship. Like
I feel like that's how it always.
No, not necessarily.
Not always.
There are other entertainment families.
No, I'm not talking about entertainment families. I'm talking about the overall concept that, like, as your parents, like, no matter how they were when they're older, like,
they may not.
When you were younger, like, as they get older and they have grandkids, a lot of times they do wind up being
true. But given in certain circumstances, that's enough to be like, I'll never speak to you again. Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not true either.
This was they had a very rare situation. You know what I'm saying? I think this is not common. None of this is like outside of the like regular parents.
Like it can never be replicated.
Yeah, the whole story.
I'm not saying it as a common thing.
I'm not saying you're saying it as a common thing. I'm just saying in general. The overall.
So the question I'll raise to both of you. Had Joe not pushed them as hard as he did, could you still have seen Michael becoming the greatest performer of all time?
Personally, yes.
Well, that's a twofold question. It's not the fact that he did push him, and you're right. I don't feel like if he wasn't as strict.
Because I still feel like Michael was still passionate about music.
Yeah, true. Like, but I don't think he would have had the drive. Like all he knew was rehearse. That was all he knew. Let's be clear. Like for a record, Jafar's like, I'm gonna keep bigging you up, Jafar, because I just need people to understand. Because they gonna, you home. But I gotta say this.
Why are you looking at me?
No, see, he must be a Mexican, not me.
I'm just looking at you, bro.
Wait, Jafar said he danced till his feet was bleeding. Did y'all see anybody else do that? Like, you think they could dance? That type of. I don't know. I'm just saying that's a different type of. And also, he grew up in Havenhurst too. That's another fact. I don't think people really realize. So when he was prepping, he went back to Havenhurst. They were shooting at Havenhurst, and he grew up in Havenhurst. It's a whole thing. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I definitely think that discipline and rehearsal. I definitely think that Joe pushing them was necessary.
Yeah.
But it's how he did it. I think is what people. That's why I don't know.
Then I'll raise another question. Spin back. Had Joe not pushed as hard, had that incident not happened,
with the Pepsi
commercial? No, that could have been prevented.
Had that Pepsi incident not happened, do you think Michael will still be alive today?
Yeah, it definitely would.
I guess so. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I feel like
wait a second.
My reasoning being,
I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know. There's a reason why I say I don't know.
Reason for me
I'm just saying I guess so.
Is that I feel like with that Pepsi incident and then the recovery process with those particular drugs he had to take during that, because remember the recovery was supposed to take him off the tour for a prolonged period of time. He then still agreed to come and do it and had to push himself a lot faster. With that, you got to juice up.
Are we talking about the This Is It tour or are we talking about Victory tour?
Victory.
Okay. Because it was giving real This Is It.
It first started with the Victory.
No, right.
No, the first thing was that Victory tour.
Because
had he not touched those things to begin with,
Do y'all feel like that?
But that's kind of that goes
Why?
back to what I was saying about how I feel like even if it was depicted like that in the movie, still would have like it still would have been kind of sad when you really think about it, because like the reason he pushed himself is because that was instilled in him since he was young.
But that was understood. I think most of that was kind of understood.
Well, I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm just saying like when you really think about it.
Right, but I'm saying like it's some stuff like I definitely think like that him like I lost my train of thought actually. But I back on the conversation of like I definitely think I do think that Joe could have done it maybe possibly differently. But I mean like I feel like it's that whole conversation of his capacity. Like, do I feel like the notion I do disagree strongly with people that say that Joe Jackson didn't love his kids. I completely disagree with that. I do think that his capacity for love and the way that he showed it was
bad.
Was minimal. Yeah, maybe it was not, and Janet even said out her own mouth the same thing. Mike, closer to the time he passed away, they were, he wanted his father around. And it's funny how they show how he was introduced to John Branca and trying to get him to fire his dad. That was a theme through his entire career. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to understand that. Forget me. I want y'all to understand that. That was the theme through his entire career, that he had a problem with firing people. So he would hire new people.
To fire the new people, to fire the old people.
And it was, some people have said that was a lot of he had a lot of people cheating him. Especially toward the day, to closer, to him leaving. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I definitely think there were definitely things that I did not know that, I did not know that the Victory Tour was a part of, was that
Pepsi promotional.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a promotional for the tour. It wasn't just Pepsi, it was just a promotion for the tour.
I wish they had
If he never agreed to do the tour, he never does the Pepsi commercial.
I wish they had the Pepsi commercial they did with Alfonso. I wish they would have done like a little like nod to it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty.
No, yeah, it's a
because that was a little bit like more of like an up.
But I mean, like and that's the kind of theme here with a lot of the things. Like there are a lot of moments that were like,
because yes, he had like the bad thing with Pepsi, but they did also shoot a good Pepsi commercial.
But I think like I'm sure for him, I doubt he wanted to get a Pepsi.
But they probably couldn't have done it for like narrative purposes.
They could have, because remember the other thing with him was that he said for the Pepsi commercial it could not be on there for more than, was it 3 seconds?
Yeah. I also learned that Michael was only an adult. Y'all ready for this? For 20 years of his life. Did y'all get that? I knew that he was like, the whole notion was that like, obviously like he didn't have a child. We know this, right? But the fact, when you look at it though, it's like the fact that he was only able to do his own solo tour when he was almost 30. He didn't tour on Thriller. He didn't tour on Off the Wall. He didn't tour on Thriller. He didn't tour on Thriller. He didn't tour on Thriller, bro. How much money was in Thriller?
I thought he was glitching at first.
Yeah, I keep reiterating that. It's the best-selling album of all time. Yeah. And he did not tour on it.
For it.
Because he was convinced to tour with his brothers. He felt guilt. Like, it's crazy to think, like, he only was an adult for 20 years of his life. Because his first tour was bad in 88. And he was 30. He was almost 30. So it's like, and he died at 50. So that's only 20 years of independence. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite scenes in the entire film, actually, this is my favorite scene, was the scene between Joe and Mike when he's trying to convince him to get on the Victory Tour. I know that's kind of twisted because he is using a lot of emotional manipulation. I saw that. I know the scene, right? But Joe said some stuff that was true. He said, what do you want? No one's going to protect you like your family's going to protect you. What do you want? A lot of yes men around you? So when people say you didn't get to see Michael's character flaw,
that was the big one.
Major character flaw.
Right there.
And it's true because when you look at how his life
progressed
Man, you
afterwards.
hear how Janet was on the Scream video, and she talks about that his people was trying to keep them this one shot in day and the other shot at night, and she wasn't allowed to see him. They were not allowing him. It's not that he knew it. It wasn't like he was saying, "Yo, don't let my sister through." But he had all of these people around him. When you got all of these people around you, it's very hard to filter through that to be all the way fair. And so it's like at some point, like I think one of my criticisms of Michael, was the fact that like I don't know, like if he had his family, and obviously I get why he would probably want to break away from his family in a way because he wants his independence, he wants his own thing, right? And he's growing into his adulthood, but at the same time, it's like he was going to need them again, and boy, did he need them. Boy, did he! In that second part, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like if the dynamic was tighter, he would still be alive.
I think if Joe, I think if
He
they
would
did it
still
differently,
he
a
would
little
still be
different,
alive.
he would.
But then my thing is that had as messed up as it sounds, would you say that Michael Jackson died at the right time? Because hypothetically speaking, say he had done the This Is It tour, say he had done whatever, would he have?
There was a lot going on at that time anyway. Like, I mean, his dad was very present. That's another thing. His dad was very present during the This Is It era. He's like, yo, give it to all these people. Like, what you doing? Like, you ain't got to do none of this. He's like, nah. This whole thing of the This Is It tour was his last tour in the UK. He was tired. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because even with he only really had 3 solo tours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bad.
But he toured for a long time, internationally, spending a very long time. And it's just like, I think that has to be shown a lot too.
Yeah.
Like just him, the strain of it. I think that's got to be shown more in the second thing because he's just now touring. So
I think part 2 should take more of a personal approach.
that is personal.
I feel like one thing that I need to see highlighted is
not the actual tour. I mean, I'm saying like the toll that the touring.
The
took.
toll.
That's what I'm saying.
Because his body, you got to think
body
his health
only handles so much.
Yeah,
like even for the This Is It tour, the reason why he was taking that propofol,
he couldn't sleep. He couldn't sleep for years. Then he broke his spine in the 90s. He broke his. Bro, I don't know how he survived that. I don't know how he survived that.
Basically, I'm saying like, well, we're all basically saying the same thing here. Part 2 is.
Yeah,
I'm
got
really looking for it personal.
So I'm gonna be like, more critical.
I think as a complete package, because I don't know if y'all been seeing it, but since this movie called Michael, people think the sequel's going to be called Jackson. I think the complete package,
Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah, the title, but I think the overall package is going to be like great, pretty much.
Yeah, because I feel like each of them did the thing. I feel like we had that conversation earlier today. Was with reason why they based this one or called it titled in Michael. Because it was him. You have the Jacksons over here. You got Michael breaking off from that side with his dad. Because the Jackson derived from his father's name, breaking off from that familial thing so he can now focus, so he can now do his own thing as Michael. I feel like the second film, if they want to do it correctly, is kind of like that medial kind of thing. I feel like they're gonna
need to show. Listen,
they're gonna have to cover it.
And the second part, they should have. This was one of my criticisms of this one. The press, his relationship with the press, because that is very critical. They should have at least started. I don't know if they set it up as good. I don't know if I got that. It wasn't as heavy, but it was pretty bad during that time.
I don't think
they're like, no, but.
No, I don't think they're gonna pick up exactly where. I think they're probably gonna backtrack.
That is very pivotal. Like especially they're
gonna have to rewind a
little bit to go through the bad era. Yeah, but it's like that press was a.
They were on his ass.
Even before an allegation even came out, they were saying they called him Wacko Jacko. You openly called this man an A. Like in the press. Like you said, he owned it, like the Elephant Man's bones. He had a de-aging chamber. These was rumors. He was bleaching his skin. Obviously, now they kind of. I wish they went a little bit more into the vitiligo. I think Jackson American Dream did a really good job with showing how it actually affected him. Like when he would go on shows and do. But obviously, it was more time.
But
I'm glad they mentioned it.
So if you guys had to say,
And then the nose jobs too. I loved how that was a plus for me too. Because I don't know if y'all paid attention, but through each scene, you can see the tape on his nose and his appearance like evolving gradually. And I'm like, oh, the makeup date, oh man, y'all cook with that. Even like they showed that very first nose job and how Joe reacted. And that was a good scene too.
it's like Joe started laughing.
But then you see him gradually getting more. I don't know if y'all even see that. I only peeped that the second time.
And then y'all remember the very end when
he kept getting done.
And then when bad hits, remember it was doing like the dun 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 until eventually when he turned and when he looked back, the entire theater for me went quiet. Immediately when he turned, because I'm like, that don't look like Jafar. That don't look like Jafar.
That's what I said.
That don't
Michael
look like
Jackson possessed him
right in that turn.
I'm just glad that Jafar, like, I really am, like.
The thing is that this definitely was a platform to if Jafar
Yeah,
Jafar does this correctly.
I want him to win so bad.
No, this has nothing to do with the acting. If Jafar uses this correctly, if he has a good team around him that does this thing correctly, if Jermaine lowers his ego correctly.
Bro, see, this is what I'm talking about, Tevin. This is exactly why I gave that to see. I'm not that crazy because I gave that disclaimer. He just threw a shot at Jermaine. He just threw a shot at him.
But that's emo. Like,
no, right.
If Jafar does this correctly, the number of doors that can be opened for this man.
I would ask you a question, but I'm not going to get into that.
I heard that, some doors may open.
Yeah, I heard he was. Nah.
The thing that irks me so much.
I will say, I was on TikTok one time. Fan casting. Now, if they do a live action Princess and the Frog, they want him to play Naveen. After this movie, I'm for it.
He can do whatever he wants.
From what I heard, he's in talks of being in a Tiger Woods biopic.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what?
Tiger Woods biopic.
Oh yeah, because
guess what?
Golf, right?
Yeah. My thing is that so many doors can be opened up for this man.
But y'all would have to let me know about that Tiger Woods biopic.
No.
You're going to see that.
I'm not interested in Tiger Woods. So
I don't blame him.
One
thing that still irks me a little bit, just a little jab. You got one song. You got one song. Prior to watching the Michael movie, I had more monthly listeners than this man. This man overtook me 2 days ago. I was so sad, but it's cool.
You talking about you just saying it emotional.
I'm talking about Jafar.
Yeah,
I do want him to put out something.
He did.
No, I'm talking about something like
an album.
No, like something, because we have the one song right now. Only one.
I mean, singing. Yeah,
that's it. I need.
Don't he have another song?
No,
so a lot he did, but some stuff got pulled, and then there's some things got leaked because he has a lot of music. He's always been producing and making music.
Yeah, he needs to. Ideally speaking, if they really timed it correctly, he could have released a solo.
But here's the thing: it needs his own moment.
That's what I was about to say. It can't happen at the same time as this movie.
Fair.
And I think once Jafar pivots, I'm glad because he can do it.
If he plays it right, he could definitely be a good
one of the biggest
artists and actor.
And he's a Jackson. It's nice. I think we need a Jackson. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be the first to say it. There's already Jacksons out here doing their thing. Whether we know they're Jacksons.
We need one within that age.
Yeah,
age bracket,
on the forefront
because he's legit roughly around the same age.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that bad era. He's in that bag right now.
He's literally about to enter, if not literally about to enter the prime of his life.
And he looks young anyway. He carries himself young.
Yeah.
So
he's definitely he's also very media trained.
Yeah.
For someone with their very first film with this kind of press, you see his media training.
He's a Jackson.
Fair.
Yeah. You don't. They got it.
No, but then you can also see another thing is that he's trying so hard to not do anything Michael-ish outside with any you saw the Jennifer Hudson tunnel thing, right?
Yeah.
You see the
but that's who he is.
I'm saying it, but even looking through most of the stuff, the Met Gala, he did kind of have a Michael.
Yeah, it was intentional.
It was intentional.
A lot of shoots he's done, I think, recently.
Yeah. But I feel like he's trying to also break away just so people can differentiate,
which is important.
because you don't want to just be known as
Yeah.
the guy that played Michael
But
Jackson.
his dad is also Jermaine. Like he doesn't like he's not the only Jackson. Michael is not the only Jackson he's related to. He has some very famous aunts. Wait, we are not gonna do that.
No, I ain't doing it like that. No.
Yeah.
No, just because Michael kept doing the whole including Jermaine,
Including Jermaine.
including Jermaine,
Who also dropped a diss record in 1990,
which I still
called
find
Words
kind of
in the
crazy.
Bag.
This man kept saying including Jermaine.
They gonna put that in the movie? That's crazy. That's second movie.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's Jermaine's son that winds up playing.
Yeah. How about that? That's crazy. Or no, I'm not gonna get that. But I definitely think overall, I definitely think this film was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more the second time I watched it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I definitely say that.
And then I did have a criticism, but I'm not gonna share it because once I saw the second film,
I mean, we might as well get to the criticism before. Well, we already said
no, my criticism.
So,
I kind of gave
say
my
yours.
criticism. My criticism was the pacing, which I kind of knew was gonna be kind of hard to do anyway. And then
It's a Michael Jackson.
And then once you look at the edits and stuff, with the whole Diana Ross thing, that was an interesting theory. I'm surprised you said that.
Allegedly.
Now, of course I'm gonna say it.
Allegedly.
But apparently.
Allegedly.
No. This is one is apparently. Apparently, there's already people is already seeing the movie on streaming services or somewhere. It's someone took a screenshot of it and there was Michael bonus featured version or bonus scenes version. So we might be getting that director's cut. Obviously, still probably having to keep out all the legal.
Yeah.
But we might be getting extra scenes. So who knows? Maybe that might make my opinion better with the movie. Because I do feel like the more I look back at the movie, and I gotta say, my biggest praise of the movie, I can't believe I didn't say it yet this whole time. Biggest praise out of every biopic I've ever seen, live performances, music video recreations, top.
They didn't have a choice.
The bad performance is literally the best. The bad performance is literally the best performance I've ever seen in a biopic, bro.
That's true.
No, bro. I even said it to my mom on the phone, and my mom is the way that I know, what I do know about Michael Jackson. I told her, Mom, Michael possessed Jafar in that scene. You need to watch that scene in theaters. I told her she needs to see it in theaters.
The other one was
and see it in IMAX or Dolby Atmos, however you get.
Come on,
the best experience possible.
This is director filmmaking.
Yeah. Right.
Cinematography, recreation of all of that, top notch. So watch it literally in the best way possible around you.
My thing is that even with each performance, you can see a little bit of Michael's essence in each of these. I can say. This is gonna sound crazy. I feel like Jafar's recreation of the Motown performance, as crazy as this is about to sound, was better than the actual Motown performance.
Well, you weren't there for the actual Motown.
No. Let me explain.
I'm almost about to turn this episode.
Let me explain. I'm talking about
nuances.
No, I'm talking about visually. I'm talking about visually.
Yeah, visually. I mean, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Visually.
Okay.
Because look at it even Michael Jackson's signature toe stand. Did you see how clean Jafar hit this toe stand?
He did.
In that Motown? We're talking Michael Jackson, his own still was kind of crooked. Dude was fully supporting everything. Perfectly straight in this thing. Do you know the amount of control to land something like this and how clean that looked?
Side note, this is random because I did not finish tying this bow, and I'm gonna put this bow in very quickly. The scene, I mentioned that he had an acting coach. I mentioned that if y'all watch The Jeffersons and Good Times, there's a reason why I asked that. Because his acting coach is Angela Gibbs. That was who Graham King's executive producer, who's responsible for Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man. So there are a number of biopics he's done already. He pointed Jafar once he got through that after to Angela. Angela Gibbs is an actress herself, but she's the daughter of Marla Gibbs, who's very popular for 227. She's TV royalty. So he had a good coach. And she was in the film. So was Prince.
Prince
was in the film. And Jafar's nephew was in the film.
Prince Jackson was in
Prince
the
was
film.
in the film.
Oh, I'm thinking Prince. Like
Prince
No.
has been dead.
yeah.
I mean, it was there was a nod to the artist Prince when he mentioned, and that was a true
Yeah,
statement.
they're gonna give it to Prince.
That was a,
I'm not saying Prince himself. I'm
that
saying
was
like
a real statement Michael said.
Yeah.
It wasn't made up.
no, the whole theater laughed. And both
They're gonna give it to Prince.
I think he might have said it in the press, but he really said
I think it definitely was a press interview. They're gonna give it to Prince, and then they said do it in the pool.
which is interesting because Prince and Mike had a really
So
interesting.
I guess
Obviously,
this would be
talk
my
about
question to
Prince.
both of y'all. What would you say are 5 things that you're hoping for this upcoming film?
They better. Let me tell you something. Y'all,
I know more about his.
people get more critical about this film. This ain't the film to be the critical.
Not just 5. Just 5.
What are you talking about?
No, it said 5. Like on your wish list of things for this
I can't
upcoming
even-
Jackson film.
Personally, me, I
What
can't.
are 5
even,
things that you need?
I can't personally even say because I
don't know.
I know more about his early career than later. So, okay, let's get into our.
This is what I'm saying.
Let's
bro.
get into our overall thoughts with the movie and close out the episode. So, and what's your overall?
No,
thoughts?
you started it.
Oh.
You lead.
Okay. Well, overall, if you guys follow me on Letterboxd, at first I gave it like a 3 out of 5, but then after my rewatch, I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5. And who knows? Even if that additional footage came out, might bump it up. It's like the more I think about this movie, I do find more of an appreciation for it. So overall, acting was great across the board.
Yeah, it
the story that we got, I enjoyed it for what it was, and hope that we get more of it. I am looking forward to part 2. This did leave me looking forward to part 2. And at first, I was debating with myself on, because y'all know I'm a collector. So I was debating with myself, would I want to add this movie to my collection? But it's like I said, the more that I think about the movie and on rewatches, I do like it more and more. So I do think I will get the 4K, because like I said, watch the movie in the best way possible. I am going to get the 4K when it comes out to physical media. So overall, I enjoyed it.
I will say, first of all, just to kind of put a bow on that, Giuliano, incredible. Like I have to. I don't think I said that enough because we were talking about Jafar, but I really want and I even commented on Giuliano as if he was gonna see it, but incredible. Like for a kid to, and then you have to in that space he was completely doing the flip because I think he was known for being online doing the adult Michael, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you doing the kid Michael's a completely different style of dancing because you got to think that it's like James Brown to a T. So you got one of them James Brown splits. You know him watching. Michael used to watch television.
Like scene where they did the split. He was like, "Wait, which sibling was he talking to?"
Marlon.
Yeah, he was like, "Do it, Marlon."
Because Michael used to say, "I used to hate when they zoom in because you can't see his feet. You want to see what his feet is doing." So Michael used to watch, and that's another thing they did a good job. Not just with James Brown, but with Fred Astaire, with Charlie Chaplin, all of these different people he used to watch on TV. Because those were the influences, Jackie Wilson, all these different people.
I will say that is something I learned in this movie because I didn't know Michael was a fan of Charlie Chaplin,
and he was a theater buff.
But it's like when I look
big theater.
But it's like once I learned that and looking back,
it makes sense.
Yeah. Like especially with the miming and stuff. But overall, I think this film did a really good job with. First of all, it was aesthetically pleasing. That was mine. No, I don't think I said that in this whole time.
That's why I said best way. Yeah. Watch it the best way possible.
Aesthetically pleasing. The performance of the acting was, just amazing, incredible. Nia Long did a really great job as well. Mm-hmm. There's a quiet stillness. Wine. Yes, there's a quiet stillness about her, about Miss Catherine Jackson, who just turned 96, by the way, and I think that relationship, them showing the relationship with him and his mom was very important too, because I think that gets lost in all of the Joe Jackson talk. But that was important. She was his rock.
Nice.
And I think that was really good. Also, the sequences, the way they use music to tell the narrative. Through non-diegetic, through the music videos, the transitions, that off-the-wall transition was one of the best transitions. Bro, that off the wall transition was cold. And he was singing. Jafar was,
the scene with "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," bro.
I said off the wall. That's what I meant. Don't stop.
Bro, when I seen that scene, it's crazy because you know, I've been re-listening to like his albums, you know, preparing for the movie and whatever. And when I hear that song, that scene was literally what I envisioned listening to the song. You know, I'm a filmmaker, so
Right.
stuff like that when it's actually shown, which I gotta give a hats off to like the writers, Antoine Fuqua, would have did it just like that if I was making this
Thriller, the like even the Thriller sequence was really good as well. Like and like I just overall I think it really did a good job. But one of my biggest takeaways is like again, I think you know I knew this, but I wanted people to go see this and kind of really understand that Michael was not a caricature. I don't think I walked away and was like, "Hey, Michael's a caricature," like or that I had that whole Mickey. I didn't get that whole Mickey Mouse aesthetic that they like to show about him. No, because that's how they speak about him. Like, and even so I them showing those quiet moments where it was like because he spent most of that time in his career like that. That was not made for camera. Also, I enjoyed that they showed his philanthropy. I'm mad I didn't say that either. Like when he was in the hospital, that was not because they tried to make it seem like I ain't gonna get into that. But like some people were trying to say, oh, they're trying to make him a good person. No, Michael was actually doing that.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually going to hospitals even before he had a burn on his head, making sure, you know, kids were well taken care of. And he did that with allegations, during allegations, long after allegations, and he's deceased, and he's still doing it. His foundation is still doing it. So let's make that abundantly clear, right? And also, the performances, man.
Yeah.
Like the actual performance, like the human nature, like the transition between him with that famous picture with him talking to that burn victim with the glove, you know, and then the transition to human nature, or the conversation, I think it was a conversation with him and his mom.
Yeah.
And then to human nature was just like, you know, incredible, you know, like, and then also I like that I got to understand the relationship. I wasn't too familiar with the relationship with Bill, his bodyguard.
I didn't even know Bill was a person until this movie.
Yeah. And he was shown in the Jackson American Dream, but I didn't remember him that much. But he was with him the entire time. You know, until he passed away. So it's like that. I'm glad
I do like
he had an
they
outlet
highlighted him, and like Bill was kind of like his other father.
Yeah, he was.
I do like the relationship in this movie between them.
You know, and also, lastly, I think for me personally, I didn't really realize how much of myself, like how many parallels there are between me and Michael. It's crazy. Like, aside from him being astronomically gifted and astronomically famous at an astronomically early age, the parallels, bro, were ridiculous. And it's funny because my mom went to see it separately, and she said the same thing. And there are a number of parallels. And I'm not going to discuss that on camera. We can have those conversations off camera. But there are definitely a number of parallels that I saw. I'm like, wow. I'm like, bro, I definitely left with more empathy for Mike and just his family in general. Because I know like them having to relive all of this and stuff is something. But overall, I think this biopic did exactly what it was supposed to do. It exceeded my expectations, actually. Like I knew it was going to be decent, and I knew it was going to be pretty like to look at, and it was going to be aesthetically pleasing. But overall, it was really good.
You gearing yourself up to say your opinion?
Yeah, you need to clean some stuff up.
No, my back is straight. My back is straight.
All right.
8 out of 10. That's what.
Oh yeah. What was your
I'm not gonna put a number.
8 out of 10.
Because it's hard.
The only thing I didn't like was the pacing. Everything else was pretty good.
Like, because I feel like there were some pockets they could have stayed in longer. Like, you know, this whole Studio 54, all of that was gone.
Yeah.
Because of, you know. Ooh, Tevin, you said that, man.
That's it? That's all you have to know?
Yep.
All right. Well, shoot. All right. So, shoot. Let me know down below what y'all opinions on the Michael movie is. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. Yeah, strong opinions. But, I mean, for someone like Mike, of course, people are going to have a lot to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed the new format. And with all that being said, Tevin Jameer signing out.